Hey everyone, Mona B here. So today I wanted to go ahead and do my updated foundation routine. Now let's just all keep in mind that I am not a makeup artist or anything like that. I just like wearing makeup and I just like putting it on. So yeah, I kind of just do things my own way. If you want to add eyeshadow or whatever else, eyeliner, go ahead and do that. And then from my last video, a lot of you were asking me about this lip, so I actually show you in this video how I got this lip and everything like that. And if you haven't seen the makeup haul, I will definitely be sure to link it in the description box below, and it will also be in the iCard section, because I use a lot of the makeup from that tutorial, from that haul, because a lot of you said that you would like to see me apply the makeup to my face and see how it will look on me and things. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. So I'm gonna start off with my Beautifully Matte Makeup Base Primer, and I'm just gonna prime the areas of my face that get oily and the areas that I want to stay matte all day. And then after applying that primer, I'm going to go ahead and apply my Becca Ever Matte Primer to my smile line, so that when I apply my foundation, the makeup doesn't crease. And this actually helps a lot with that. And this primer is super matte, so you want to be careful. You don't want to apply too much, because it will start to cake up if you apply too much of it. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and conceal my dark marks using the LA Girl Pro Concealer in Beautiful Bronze. If you do not have acne scarring, you can go ahead and skip this step, but I also like to use it for the discoloration in my face to help with that. And then I'm just going to blend out the concealer with this small stippling brush that came out of my BH Cosmetics 10-piece brush set. And I'm just making sure I blend out that concealer really nicely, that way it sits well underneath my foundation. And then I'm just going to take my e.l.f. powder brush and spray it with the e.l.f. setting spray and just blend it out even more. Now moving on to foundation, I'll be using my Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation, and I'll be putting a pump and a half of that on the back of my hand and then applying it to my face. After that, I'm just going to apply my CoverGirl Queen 3-in-1 foundation to my face, and I'm just applying that to balance out the Makeup Forever foundation, because it is a little bit red for my liking, so I just use this to balance it out. And then I'm just going to apply some of the e.l.f. setting spray to this BH Cosmetics foundation brush. It's a flat top kabuki brush, and I'm just going to go ahead and blend the foundation seamlessly into my face. I'm kind of beating it into my skin in a rotating motion. And I like my foundation to be super full coverage, so I just add a little bit more to wherever I feel like I need extra coverage. And here I'm taking my Revlon Color Stay foundation in the color Caramel, and I'm going to go ahead and blend that out underneath my eyes with my Real Technique sponge. And my sponge is damp, and this is going to act as my highlighter, because it's just really easy to blend out and it doesn't cake up under my eyes. Then I'm going to take my e.l.f. powder brush, and I'm just going to blend that out even more so it can be nice and seamless. And I just love this powder brush. It is so good for blending. And then I'm just going to take this CoverGirl translucent powder, and I'm going to just put that underneath my eyes to set the foundation that I use to highlight, and I'm going to let it bake. I'm also applying some of the translucent powder to my eyelids, because my eyelids get very oily. So I'm just setting them. Next, I'm going to take my Makeup Forever pressed powder, and I'm just going to apply that to my neck with my Real Techniques powder brush, because I do not like applying liquid foundation to my neck. And then I'm taking my black opal foundation stick, and I'm going to use that to contour the sides of my face, my jawline, and around my hairline, and also down the bridge of my nose. And I don't know the color, but I will definitely have it linked in the description box. And I'm using my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush to contour. And now I'm going to use this BH Cosmetics pencil brush, and I'm just going to drag the foundation stick down the sides of my nose to create my bridge again because I lost it when I applied the foundation. And then I'm just going to blend that out with the Real Techniques brush. And I'm just going to make sure I blend that out really well because I don't want it to look harsh. And then I'm going to go ahead and take this Black Radiance contour palette. I wanted to test it out. And I'm going to take the darkest shade in it, and I'm just going to use that to set all of the places that I contour. But this is optional. You could just use the powder by itself and not use the foundation stick. And of course, I'm going to set my whole face with my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. I love this stuff. It just makes everything look so nice. And I'm going to dust off that translucent powder that I put under my eyes to quote-unquote bake the highlight. And I'm just using my Real Techniques powder brush, and I love this brush. It is bomb. Then I'm gonna go ahead and apply my blush, and this is from MAC, and it is in the color Raisin. And I'm just gonna apply it to the apples of my cheeks and drag it up. I love this color because I like to look really sun-kissed. And I'm using this BH Cosmetics like fluffy brush to apply it. Next, I'm gonna apply the highlighter out of the Black Radiance contour palette to my cheekbones with my e.l.f. fan brush. And then I wanted to amp it up a bit, and I went ahead and applied the gold highlighter out of the Missy Lynn palette to the apples of my cheeks, well, my cheekbone, down the bridge of my nose, my cupid's bow, and a little bit on my forehead, just to amp it up a bit, even though the camera isn't doing it justice. Then I'm going to take the e.l.f. powder brush, and I'm just going to blend all of that out for a nice finish. Now it's time for me to set my face, and I'm going to be using the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. And I love this spray because it makes my makeup stay matte all day. So moving right along, I went ahead and moisturized my lips with some lip chap. And then I'm going to take ColourPop's lip liner in Wet, and I'm going to line my lips. And as I'm lining my lips, I'm also kind of filling them in as well. Next, I'm going to take ColourPop's Ultra Matte Lip in the color Chili Chili, and I was double checking, making sure I had the right color. And I'm going to apply that to the center of my lips, and then I'm going to go back in with the lip liner and mix the colors both together so I can create the lip color that I want. Once I'm done blending the two colors together, I'm going to go ahead and clean up my lips because I just like to clean them up so they'll look nice and perfect. And I'm just doing that with some of the leftover foundation that I had on my hand, and using this e.l.f. brush to just blend it out. And I'm going to use this little fluffy brush to kind of set everything back in, and then I'll be all done. Alright, so I'm all done. Here is the finished look. So this is my updated foundation routine. I hope you all enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye!